Hello, everybody. We have Roy Doliner with us today. He's coming to us from Jerusalem, Israel. Roy, how are you?
Thank God, doing okay.
Yeah, there's some time difference, and it took us some time to connect. But the subject of today's discussion, or rather, soliloquy by Roy, yes, he's
Dialogue.
going to confess. He's going to confess. He wrote something that he didn't expect himself to be writing, and this is what interested me. I have no particular expertise in the subject. Only on Halloween it draws my attention. But Roy got himself into what's the word? Not
Trouble.
into trouble, but so tell us what happened. What
This
what
is,
brought you to the position you're in your life right now regarding the subject of
I'm
our
glad my position.
conversation?
I'm glad my position is sitting up.
Yes.
Um, this is completely different from any other project I've ever been involved with, and I've had some controversial things, like even when the Sistine Secrets came out,
Yeah, can
the
imagine.
Secrets of the Vatican. Um, there was controversy at the beginning.
Let me
Um,
insert a few words. Roy was on two subjects. He was a guest of this program, which was both were absolutely fascinating. First was the book that he co-authored, and it's about the secrets of Sistine Chapel. I pronounce it in Russian manner, Sixtinskaya Capella. So Sistine
Horosho,
Chapel.
Horosho.
Yes, good, good. Beseder. So that was absolutely fascinating. Books available, also included in Russian. I got him a copy from Russia, by the way, liberated it from Putin's hands, who was about to read it, but my spies ripped it out and brought it to Roy in Jerusalem. So that's a fascinating book available on Amazon, Secrets of Sistine Chapel. And the other one was a conversation about Italian Jewish food, right?
Yeah,
So
good
Roy
memory.
is very well versed, an expert in both subjects because he was the official guide in English, and being a Jew, giving a unique Jewish perspective for those who wanted to know more about Vatican. He was inside Vatican for how many years, Roy? How many
Uh,
years were you over there?
I still go back every now and then. I gave a special corporate tour
Mm,
of the Vatican just a few months ago.
wow.
Still do it.
Fantastic. We should coordinate because I was in Vatican at the end of last year around Thanksgiving. So I thought you were occupied in was your what you do in Israel, but yeah. So now it's a whole different adventure, albeit not as lengthy was the. I hope, but it's a different subject. And tell us about what's going on with your life and this creative part that you were involved with uh, regarding this project.
This is weird. If I heard anybody else talk about the experience I've been through, I'd just say they were inventing nonsense. But it
Hmm.
happened to me. So I'm a little more convinced. It's a total departure from other subjects that I've either lectured about or written about or both. Um, in a nutshell, there was uh, a young woman guide in the Vatican. Um, I gave her the false name Helen. I won't give her real
Hmm.
information, uh, but she went on a downward spiral. I had never seen anybody go off the track as badly as she had. She looked horrible. I thought she was on drugs, um, and she the last time I saw her, she slipped me a manuscript in a brown paper wrapping with twine, and gave it to me inside the Sistine Chapel, and then ran out the door and disappeared. Um, she explained in the manuscript that was her forward, and basically, and this is the part that I just feel strange talking about it.
Tell us
Uh,
what forward is.
the forward in the book is from this guide. We're calling her Helen,
Hmm.
and how she was contacted by a very mysterious figure. She never saw him or her or it, um, but found out that she was a young woman poet from the United States. And then this uh, creature, I don't know, said to her that, oh, wow, the United States, um, that's great. And you're a poet like me. So definitely, I want you to publish my anthology. And the only thing is, he said most of this stuff to her in Latin and Italian. And long story short, uh, she was given this packet of poems, but they're not by human beings. They're by, according to the introduction of the editor of this anthology. His name is the Latin word for editor, the redactor. And he told her in no uncertain terms that he expected her to get it published in English in the United States. And she got from him a week later a package of all of these different poems, but in perfect English translation. And the address was Regnum Americanum, in Latin. I'm screwing up the Latin, I guess, but uh, that he wanted.
American Kingdom.
Exactly, exactly. The Kingdom of America. So she said, who is this weirdo? And she started reading the poems in this anthology. According to the redactor's introduction, they're by vampires all over the world, from different centuries, from different continents. There's the cover. Um, and she didn't have connections, and everybody was creeped out that she tried to get interested in it. And she was failing, and she was going crazy with fear. And she passed the buck to me because she told me I was the only one she knew that ever had a book successfully published. So she gave it to me and then disappeared before I could give it back. And I had a long series of very strange events. Um, and the different strange events that I went through convinced me of two things. Number one, that I had better do this, get it published, just so this poor girl doesn't go insane or worse. And also to get anybody off my back about this. So the other thing it convinced me was uh, after I was able to set things up, I definitively moved out of Rome in Italy. I was too spooked. So I'm here in Jerusalem, where there's no history or culture, to my knowledge, of vampires here in the Holy City. So I'm a lot more at ease here. People asked me, because I was very well set up career-wise and fortune-wise in Italy, and people were shocked that I would move away. This is the reason that I didn't tell anybody before, but yeah, I was too spooked out. So after a lot of uh, dead ends with different publishers and agents, a friend of mine who knows technology
Hmm.
said, you know, there's such a thing as self-publishing. You can put the book together yourself and market it. And I didn't even think about that, and that's what we've done. So it's just come out on Amazon,
Hmm.
and the people who have read it, they're spooked by it, but they love it. And there's a big debate going on right now. It's getting hotter all the time. Is this by people who are just cosplaying at being vampires, or they identify as vampires, or they really believe they're vampires, or could it be the real thing? So people are debating this all over the place. very interesting arguments.
Interesting. I didn't look yet on Amazon and what are the reviews and what people are saying about it. But let me ask you this. So this story happened not yesterday. It happened some time ago, right?
It
When you
developed over the last few years, but
Mhm,
finally getting the thing self-published and just finally put out there
mhm.
uh, just now.
Does it give any idea about the geography of the authors and the time frame? Was it written
Well,
100 years ago, 100 days ago?
it's a very good question, Yura. It's an anthology. So we've got from a Chinese warlord from like 1,000 years ago, somebody from ancient Rome. Um, then there's modern ones that are in our time. Native Americans from a couple hundred years ago. It's all over the place. It's from all these different cultures, all these different continents, all these different centuries. Um, and what impressed me is that they really sound authentic. Each one has a different voice. You can tell if one is from a Native American, if one is from Persia, if one is from Africa. Um, the of course, I haven't seen the originals in the original language, but uh, in the translations here, they're very powerful.
Interesting. What about the? Let me ask you like semi-technical question. Does it promote vampiricism or vampirality or vampirification of the population of this planet, or what's
Well,
the?
I listened to one podcast, a young man and woman discussing it, and they start off being very skeptical, but by the end, they're saying, which is sort of where I am right now. Um, so, what they say is it's not like promoting vampirism, but they were surprised at the humanity in the poems. That uh, one thing that they noticed, and I agree, is that there's an incredible amount of loneliness, of isolation. Um,
Mhm.
how can you have friendships if you know they're going to pass away, and what for you is like a day or two, for them it could be 80 years or more. But uh, do they feel connected to anyone or anything? Uh, can they fall in love? Um, all of these different things are brought up in the different poems. So they're all, each one is a very different personality and a different reaction to being who or what they are.
Mhm. It's. I was just it's talking here, and I'm thinking, what's my kind of frame of reference regarding vampires? I know the movie Vampire, the old one, and it's a fantastic movie. If you watch it, if you like black and white movies, it's this famous Shrek character there. I think that the new Shrek got his name from.
I,
It's like Dutch. I think it's a Dutch film director. Somewhere in the end of it's a silent movie, but I recommend to watch it.
it's the same director who did Joan of Arc, I believe. The Passion of
Ah,
Joan of
D starts with a D.
Arc. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, the Belgian guy probably like French name, but not
Yeah.
French geographically. Uh,
Anyway, this is not like Dracula or Vampire. Uh, it's strange to say, but this is more real.
no, it's just what I'm trying to say is what do I know about vampires? It was never my special interest. I watched of course, Coppola's Dracula, the movie, very good movie, very impressive movie, still a movie. Then there is one was the Vampire's Diary with Tom Cruise, not Ted Cruz, Tom Cruise, right?
I think you
Also,
I think you know more about vampires than I do, and I went through this whole thing.
haha, of course, of course, my friend. But no, no. What I want to say is that mm, it's something that see how I respond to compliments. I think it's a compliment what you meant to say. But it's just I can only think about the thing. Is it a choice to become a vampire? I have a feeling that they all blame their kind of destiny and genealogy and all those things that kind of popular to blame, except the personal responsibility.
Well, one thing is that it's very convincing to me is this redactor editor. He did his homework. He has all this background information on a lot of these different poets. So, what country they're from, what time they're from, um, are they still with us? Were they killed by a mob? Um, there's a for some there's almost no background information. For others, there's a great deal of background information. For instance, from the Aztecs, um, an actual, I looked it up, it's an actual king of the Aztecs who was made into the undead. He, uh, so we have, in many cases, people blaming the one that changed them. He uses a very different word instead of being bitten or what. He says that they were transmuted.
Hmm.
So some are very happy with their powers, and some are very lonely. Others are egomaniacal.
How people discover that about themselves? They just cannot control themselves, and they bite somebody, and they drink their blood, or they lick it off the say kitchen knife while the cleaver when the butcher is not watching. How does it? Is it human blood at all times, or is
Well,
the blood of the animals?
this is why you don't see Orthodox Jews becoming vampires, because you have to remember: is this the knife for the dairy, or is this the knife for the meat? So, but seriously, yeah, it's an issue for a lot of them. Others are very happy with it. Um, in some cases, there's uh, one courtesan from Switzerland, and she meets a horrible end. We still don't understand. In more than one case, they were exposed to sunlight and turned into a pile of ashes. And
Mhm.
we don't know if it was a choice. They were tired of life, or it was an accident. It's not clear in some cases. Um, but like I said, they're more human than I expected.
Can they drink their own blood and just be a thing in and of itself, or they
I,
need other persons?
these are fantastic questions. I'll tell you. I just wrote the introduction on this.
You didn't
The
read the book, you're saying?
I read the book, but or the collection of poems, but
Hmm.
they don't talk about that. It's I hadn't thought of this before, Yura, but they're talking about their feelings. They're not quite interested in process. They've been there. They've done that. So they're not getting down into scientific questions and existential questions. How did this happen to me, et cetera, et cetera. They're dealing with here and now, and much more about their feelings.
Is there any material like to make a movie out of it, in your opinion? Did it look like, oh, there should be a movie about it? Or
There's
is
other.
just like it was poetry, you're not sure
It,
where it.
it is a whole new thing to me. I write about Jewish history and art history and Vatican and Rome history, all of that. But vampire stuff, it's not my field. I wanted to get this done to take the pressure off of Helen, uh, but now I also want to get the pressure off myself. So um, the main concern of the redactor was that this get published and get out to the public. So if I only sell a handful of copies, somebody's not going to be pleased, and I don't want to deal with these people if they're not pleased. whether they're vampires or not. I don't want displeased people looking out for me or searching for me. So this is why I'm doing shows like this to promote it, to get it out there.
We live in a very interesting time. When I read about Middle Ages or earlier times between so-called Dark Ages, uh, um, I think we are more confused than those people. Who are we being scared with for like ages, for again for centuries? We were trained, we were coached, we were pointed to those times as the darkest, the worst times in the history of humanity. And after doing my part of traveling and reading less than I was supposed to read, of course, about the subject, but I prefer to touch things with my own hands. I came to a conclusion that our time is much more ignorant, much less informed, and we have a lot of tools to learn about what's going on around us, but our selections, like dot connecting, like this you remember this cliche that we got in George Bush Jr.'s time, right? We
Yeah.
are not connecting the dots. We have tons of dots. We see more stars than ever on in the night sky, but we don't know the constellations. We don't know how to put this whole thing into a coherent anything, right?
You're so right, Yura. We don't even know really how electricity works still.
I think I
It's
do, but I won't
it,
tell anybody. I,
uh, I
I
could
put
make
my
I could
fingers
make a
into
cheap pun and
the into the
I could
socket
make a
a
cheap
couple of times.
pun and say that's very shocking of you, but never mind.
Yeah,
I
well,
wouldn't stoop that low. But
but yeah, but
you're absolutely correct. When I'm lecturing, oftentimes about history, I'll say back then we called it the Dark Ages. The vast majority of people in the world were illiterate, and it also served the powers that be to keep them illiterate for control and manipulation. However, now I say we're in a new dark age, and this one is voluntary. People can
or
actually
functionally literate also. This doesn't
they can
help.
read and write, but they don't read and they don't write. They play mindless, wordless video games, Candy Crush, Tetris. You don't need to know one word of any language. You just play with colors and shapes like an infant. And this is what they choose to spend their time on. Um, so,
Not
yeah,
our
it's
viewers, but some
no,
people.
this is an intelligent program.
Yeah.
And in spite of that, you asked me to come on.
Yeah. Listen, but to continue, about the ignorance of our times in general, spirit, the Zeitgeist is a nice German name for this. We live in a time where people mutilate themselves more than probably ever. It comes from the tattoos where I observe daily in the streets of New York City, and it comes to extreme cases where people put objects under their skin to look like aliens or lizards or God knows what. They even mutilate their irises in their eyes to look like have like snake type of eye or
Also,
alligator.
their genitalia,
That
that all cut up and become permanently sterilized the rest of their lives. What's happening now is people are not doing anything. They want desperately to be special. But what I always tell people, if you want to be special, do special. Go take care of animals, volunteer to help the elderly or the disabled, or run a soup kitchen. Do something of use to improve the life around you. Don't sit at home covering yourself with tattoos and piercings and changing pronouns and demanding other people treat you specially without you doing a single darn special thing with your life.
Roy, let me ask you this: is there a sample page available, or maybe you can read us your favorite poem from this book? Which one did you like the most, or you can point us to this?
Well, I don't have the book with me. I would have to run down to my office and get it. I don't want to have your
Hmm.
viewers just sitting twiddling their thumbs.
But is there
So
a sample page available on Amazon where people can peek inside the book?
uh,
Is
on
this the case?
Amazon, we've got three different introductory
Hmm.
texts. We've got mine, how I
Hmm.
got roped into this, then Helen, um, her forward, and then the preface is by the redactor,
Hmm.
and he does a very good analysis of the different works. There's some, like I said, you can look them up on Google and find out these were actual real people. That to me is sort of the creepiest. That you So we had the king of the Aztecs.
Hmm.
We had a Chinese warlord, a Japanese shogun, um, and
Anybody from Russia?
there is one from Russia, uh,
Modern or the
Tsarist,
from the times of Tsar? Okay.
Tsarist, Yusupov.
Hmm.
He's another one who's actually in the history books.
He is the one who was part of the assassination of Rasputin, right?
Yes,
If
I
not
don't
the
know.
main
I,
assassin.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's him or he's related to the conspirator, but that's the right
Hmm.
family. They were very wealthy. He had like seven different dashas, and he had palaces, and extremely wealthy. And in the end, it's sad because he knows that all of these material things he can't enjoy them anymore. He's got a gorgeous Fabergé mirror, only he can't look at his reflection anymore. He
Yeah.
has a gorgeous hand carved wooden bed in the shape of a troika sleigh. And instead, he sleeps in an old coffin. So, all of the material things that he enjoyed so much in life, he gets no pleasure out of them now. It was one of the sad ones.
Yeah. I'm not that sad. I'm not that worried about uh, vampires, I can tell you.
Yeah.
You gave my thought a little different direction, and it's just I'll look into this matter and I will see how real is this book. Despite all your information that you gave to us, it's interesting if somebody gets this book and let us know. Do they think it's real, or they have some new opinion about the subject? I must say that I'm not I try not to position it's hard. I try not to present myself as a all compassionate person
But everybody has an
who
opinion about
suffers
this, I
for
can tell you.
everybody. Yeah.
Everybody's told me their opinion. It's so Yeah, I mean, the variables are such. Uh, is it just a group of different poets trying to hoax us? Is it people who really believe or identify as vampires? Um, I don't think it's one person because each poem is so different from the other poems. I can't imagine it being just from Helen. It's definitely so many different voices. At least that I'm pretty much convinced that it's definitely different hands writing these different poems.
Roy, thank you very much. I don't know if should I thank you for dragging me into this whole situation, and should I receive the same kind of to turn slings and arrows as you did after you learned about this oeuvre?
Well, if you get in trouble, I have a guest room here in Jerusalem where they won't bother you.
And
So,
you vouch it's safe, right? They won't
so,
get us. They won't get us.
well, this is why normally I wouldn't even promote this. Normally, I would not have written an introduction. But I felt badly for Helen, and I wanted this to get done. And as soon as we sell a goodly amount of books, then I will very happily go on to I've already written my next book, which is entirely from me. It's not an introduction. It's my first novel, and it's of course a historical mystery that, God willing, will be coming out later this fall. And that
You
one I'll be
plan to
very happy.
self-publish it just as the Amazon project?
Well, I will tell you, after the passing a few years ago of my wonderful agent, Don Gasworth, he's the one that got Sistine Secrets published. Brilliant man and very loyal. And I looked for another agent, and the agents and agencies that I've encountered, it looks like 95% of publishing, both agents and publishers, it's all woke.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking to do business with somebody who wants me to call them strange, whatchamacallit, pronouns. And I don't, my pronouns are my pronouns. My pronouns now are fed up. I don't want to deal with that. So
all the best agents are after Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Barack Michelle, and Kamala.
So I will probably be self-publishing.
No, it's the way to go. A good book is a good book. That's
that one I will be very happy to promote on your wonderful show, and
Roy,
I'll be proud of that one.
Thank you so very much, and thank you for drawing our attention to this interesting book that is about to become a sensation on the poetic scene in the world.
Oh, we didn't even tell them the title.
I showed the book.
Oh, we showed the book. That's true.
We did. Let the reader beware. Осторожно, читатель.
And it's the world's first, according to the redactor, it's the world's first anthology of true vampire poetry. I want to hear everybody's opinions. Even though I went through this, I'm still not convinced one way or the other. I'm more confused than before. So
I have my opinion, but I'm afraid to say it at this point.
I'll keep the doors locked.
All right. All best to everybody, Roy. Thank you so very much for all this.
Thank you, Yura. Thanks for the interest.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Das Vidanya.